Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I just wanted to give you an update on the fish that we talked about in the last video. The breeding tank that I set up here, we are doing a series on breeding. And when I moved the pair over to that breeding tank, one of the fish, the male, which was a red cover discus, was caught up in the net somehow. And he just went absolutely bonkers. And I've never really had a discus do quite as many twists and turns in a net as this guy did. And he cut himself up pretty bad on the sides of the body, on the lip, and so forth. So I wanted to let you know that things are going absolutely amazing. I showed you what happened to the fish as far as the lip goes. His lip was really mangled up pretty bad. There was some blisters on there, what looked like an infection. So I did treat and medicate that tank just to make sure that he was doing well. And I can tell you, after 5 days of treatment, this is a fish that is looking 99.9% better than he was before, and eating normally and doing very well. And I just wanted to make sure that you kind of got a sense that I was going to follow up on this and show you what was going on here, because I don't like keeping things from anybody. But he's doing fine, and I expect that these fish will spawn again here soon. They've been spawning about, like I said, every 7 to 10 days, but with a injury like this, it may take a little bit longer because he's probably not feeling up to it. But the bottom line is, I know that these fish will spawn. They've been doing it pretty regular. And just take a minute to when you're moving fish like this, take a minute to observe them in the tank. Look for injuries and stuff like this, because putting a preventative medication in there, such as Paragard or Polyguard, and Polyguard is what I used in this particular case, is something that you should do. So when we come back, I'm going to show you this fish and show you the progress that he's made. He looks fantastic. He's, I'd say, 80% there to full recovery, and should be spawning soon. When we come back, I'll show you that fish. Thanks for joining me, and we'll be back in just a second. Hey everyone, George here, and welcome back to the channel. So I just got done doing a feed on this breeder tank here, and as some of you know who've been watching my videos, this fish right here had a problem with his lip and a couple of other cuts on him because of a netting situation. He got caught up in a net that I was trying to move him from one tank to another. Never moved this fish before, and he was pretty darn persistent that he was not going to be caught, number one. And when he did get caught, he wound himself up in the net pretty badly. So I've had him on some antibiotics here just to prevent any kind of infection, and we have not had a spawn as of yet, but they've only been in here about 5 to 6 days. And the last spawn they had was about 10 days ago. So I would expect that if this fish is feeling better, as you can see, he's eating just fine. And if he is feeling better, what I'm going to do tonight is probably clean this tank down again, just to be extra careful not to have any kind of organisms in here that are going to cause infection. The other fish, the female, right here, is perfectly healthy, but as I said, the male got caught up in that net, and there was some issues. Let me get up a close-up on this mouth so you can see it was way worse than what we're seeing right here, but you can still see there's a little flap of skin right there. That whole mouth was covered with blisters and kind of a white looking milky kind of colored fluid that eventually did pop. And as you can see, the scratches along the body right in here as well, and those are all healing very well. And I hate moving fish when you have that kind of a situation going on, but I wanted to move these guys so that I could breed them and see what was going on there. Now, he never lost his appetite. He was a little tentative about eating at first. I think I mentioned that in my last video because of the mouth situation. But as you can see, I can't talk, there is only a small little flap of skin still left there. Otherwise, very well healed up and looking fairly normal other than that. So I'm hoping by the next few days, this fish will be back to normal as far as his cuts and things that he experienced during that netting. And these guys will begin to breed here quickly. Several people had asked me about this, and I said I would do a video and kind of give you an update on these guys. And this is that update for you. So hopefully, like I said, these guys will begin to breed in this tank over the next couple of days to a week, and we will see how that transpires. Now, one of the other things that people asked is what I used for a medication to prevent any kind of infection, and that was Paragard, which is, or not Paragard, excuse me, Polyguard. Paragard and Polyguard are very similar to each other. Polyguard is a little bit stronger. It's used about every 3 days until symptoms are gone. And I do recommend it for any kind of situation like this. I recommend it always when moving fish because there can be superficial cuts on their bodies. There can be problems that you don't even see. And I like to use either Paragard or Polyguard. In this particular situation, Polyguard is a little stronger, a little more wide spectrum. So I was thinking to use the Polyguard just because I'm very familiar with the product. I know how to use it, and I know that it will not cause any problems to the fish long term. Again, I don't like to use medications if I don't have to, and I tell you the same thing, don't use them unless you absolutely have to. But in this situation, as I said, the mouth on the one fish over here, the male, was kind of really cut up, and he had a couple of slices down the side of his body from the net that I just didn't expect that. I didn't think this fish would go absolutely bonkers when I removed him from the other tank. So we'll get this tank freshened up again. As you know from the last video that I did a complete cleaning of this tank before I put these guys in here. So what you're seeing here, basically, the tank is very clean. I just fed these guys like within the last 10 minutes, and there's some flake moving around over in the corner here and around the base of the cone, the ceramic cone that's in here for breeding, and that's pretty much all you're seeing here. Otherwise, it's a very clean tank. But I will again wipe down the inside walls, and I will be putting the white corrugated plastic that I talk about in my videos. I will be putting that in to the tank as well, so that to get these guys ready so that I don't have to disturb them again. Now, I don't believe from the last couple of times that I've been doing water changes in this tank, they both were very cooperative in the sense that they didn't go crazy when I stuck my hands in there or stuck the python in there to take water out, change it, and also to wipe the walls down. I like to wipe the walls down of a tank before I begin the breeding process, just simply because I don't like anything left behind that can create problems for the eggs when they spawn, and also simply because a clean tank with clean water is always best for these fish. Now, if anybody was asking, I think someone asked me what this fish was. It's a red cover, basically, is what this is. And I've asked several people how that would pair up with this particular fish here, and they thought, well, it will just make the reds pop a little bit more, and you'll see probably a small pattern on them. So there won't be any peppering, obviously, because these fish don't pepper, but this particular two varieties are very clean of peppering of any kind, so that's not a problem at all. And I think that we're going to have some nice offspring from these two, but we'll see over time here what that brings us. And if anyone else has any questions about this, please leave those comments down below, and I will get back to you in 24 to 48 hours. Thank you for joining me on this video, and I'm hoping that this was a good enough update to answer any questions that any of you had out there. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. That's how the channel grows. And I do appreciate everyone who has subscribed to the channel. It's not grown as fast as I would like, but I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this for the education of others, and also for sharing my experiences with other people in the breeding process of discus or anything that has to do with tropical fish in general. So I appreciate it, and we will get another update here as soon as these guys do spawn, and I would guess that will be within the next week or so. I'm going to try to stimulate that by changing temperature in the water, giving them some live foods, and also bringing the lighting down just a little bit, because I think that these fish do better spawning in a lower light situation as well. So anyways, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. We will catch you on the next one. Until then, we are out of here.